Here we are, guys, back in the Colorado locker room. It has been a storied season. Colorado finished in the Big 12 standings, tied a four-way tie for first place. And in this video, we're going to talk about why they're not playing for the Big 12 title. Because I'm like, okay, four teams tied for first place, and what is the reason why? And I saw an article and they gave the reason for the tiebreaker, and I don't know if I'm in agreement with it. They're going by the strength of scheduled opponents of the Big 12. That's what they boiled it down to. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say they had a really celebrated season, and a lot of the experts was not calling for them to win the games that they won this year. And they talked about in this video, like building upon, because each season is going to build upon the last season. The first season, I call it the inaugural season under the Coach Prime era. And now we have the second season, which is building upon the first season. It's still a foundational year. And they do have a good quarterback coming in Juju. So it's going to be a changing of the guard between him and Shedeur Sanders. And I just wanted to say that's a really good decision for Juju, man. Look what Coach Prime and the coaching staff was able to do for Shedeur Sanders. He is arguably going to be the first pick in this year's NFL draft. And he was one of the top earners in NIL in all of college sports. Olivia Doon is another one, but Shedeur Sanders is a top NIL earner. They also had Travis Hunter. He's another top NIL earner. And business-wise, it makes sense for someone like Juju to decommit from USC to come to Colorado. He come to Colorado, he's going to be the man right away. Not only is he going to be the man right away, he's going to get all types of NIL deals, and it's going to continue. I had saw Jordan Seaton riding a Maybach, and I mean the money is coming in up there. And trust me, a lot of other recruits are seeing that. They saw what Jordan Seaton did this year as a freshman. They know that if you work hard and do what you got to do, you can play as a freshman and get all the accolades, but you have to put the work in. But let's get into. I'm gonna play a little bit what the coach had to say because I really agree with all of what the coaches were saying. But let me get into this article here because I'm trying to figure out. It's a four-way tie. If you look at the standings, okay, Arizona State, Iowa State, BYU, and Colorado. Those are the four teams in first place. Okay, and the only other thing I can think of, the overall record was 10-2 for the top for Arizona State, Iowa State, and BYU. Colorado finished with record of 9-3. But some people say, no, Max, it's all about the conference schedule. Well, if it's about the conference schedule, four teams finished 7-2. So why are they not playing for the Big 12 title? So that's what this article goes into. So it says, why is Deion Sanders' Colorado got left out of the Big 12 championship game after four-way tie? Coach Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes finished the regular season in a four-way first place in the Big 12 conference, but have been shut out of the Big 12 championship game next weekend because they lost to Kansas and Kansas State earlier in the year. That's what it boiled down to for the Buffaloes according to Big 12 tiebreaker rules. Arizona State, they're 10-2. And Iowa State is 10-2. See, they're going into their overall record here. So Arizona State is 10-2. Iowa State is 10-2. Instead, we'll play each other for the Big 12 football championship December 7th. But there's another team that's 10-2 as well. But so they said after they finished the regular season tied for first place with Colorado, BYU. Arizona State and Iowa State won the right to play for the championship according to league tiebreaker rules, which stress the importance of records against common Big 12 opponents and their strength of schedule in league play. It says all of the first place teams have not played each other this season, and none of them defeated all other tied teams, according to Big 12 rules. The next tiebreaker is their record against common conference opponents. So in this case, the four first place teams had four common Big 12 opponents: Kansas, Kansas State, Utah, and Central Florida. Arizona State was 4-0 against those teams. BYU and Iowa State were both 3-1. Colorado was 2-2, having lost against Kansas and Kansas State. So that's the reason right there they're saying that they lost against Kansas and Kansas State. That gave Arizona State the advantage in this case. The tie between BYU and Iowa State gets more complicated, but ultimately was settled by the strength of each team's league schedule based on combined win percentage and conference games. Iowa State edged BYU with a combined opponent league record of 36-45 compared to 31-50 for BYU. So it says in the end, it hurts BYU's case that it played Oklahoma State 0-9 and Arizona 2-7, while Iowa State did not. So it says here it came down to the last game for Colorado. The same four teams entered the final weekend of the regular season in a tie for first place. In the Big 12 was 6-2. Records all won to leave a four-way tie. Colorado beat Oklahoma State on this past Friday at home 52-0 and finished 9-3 overall under Coach Deion Sanders. So basically, it came down to that Kansas and Kansas State game, folks, for Colorado. But anyway, this is Silman Craig had said something. Cameron Silman Craig, he said we set the standard now for the young people are coming in. And also, one coach said here, he said for all you freshmen and sophomores, you guys level up now. You're no longer freshmen and sophomores. You're sophomores and juniors now. We expect you to rise to the level that your predecessors did. So, and then also they're going to be bringing more people in, adding. They're saying they need to get faster and bigger. That's what they were saying. And so let's hear a little bit. But anyway, regardless of that, they're going to play in a respectable bowl game. And I look forward to that. See, right now, if they weren't playing in a bowl game, the season would be over and all the players would be traveling to their destinations. But they're still in school practicing. So that says a lot right there that the season is not over yet. Even though the regular season over, they still get to play a post game. So for me, that was important. So the players still stay in school and they practice for one more game. And then after that, they get ready and get prepared for, they get prepared for everything else. Let's hear what Coach had to say real quick.
But my goodness, man, when we bought in, when we figured it out, and when we got to the point and said it's not about me, it's about this team, we started to play better. And I'm appreciative. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for putting your pride to the side. Okay, man, it could have been anybody could have started. Really, didn't matter who started.
He said you put your pride to the side. It was all about us. Pretty much what he's saying is it's all about us this year. It was all about us.
For the linebackers, I want to say we've improved since from last year to the spring to what you guys have done as a unit and fitting the run and being those commanders I know you could be. I appreciate that. To Nakai and Bentley, when we started out, just like Coach Dancy was saying, we had 12 guys in that room, a deep room, because we were trying to find a mix or find who could play the position. And, Bentley, we've had these conversations. Nakai, you came in a little bit later, that we didn't know if you two guys were going to be the guy. But what you lack in physical ability, as far as maybe speed and athleticism, you made up in mental toughness and in studying and being leaders of the team and be able to take hard coaching. I appreciate that from y'all. There's a couple things also that you learn in adversity, like Coach Dan.
Man, Hill Green, he had a really good season, man. I think he's going to get drafted. He remind me of Ray Lewis. Let me just say this: if he doesn't get drafted, let me say this: if he does not get drafted, he is going to be a steal for a team. He's a steal. That's what I wanted to say right there. If he don't get drafted, but he was just pretty much saying that, you know, they battled a lot of adversity this year and they became the leaders, one of the leaders in that defensive team. Um, the heart of that defense was Silman Craig and I think Shiloh. They were the heart of that defense, and obviously Travis. And that's what I want to close with next. They're losing a lot of people. It's a big hit. They got some big shoes to fill, man. Like, I don't know how you fill Travis Hunter's shoes because he's like two people, right? He's like two players. He played two positions, and then you got Shiloh with all the experience. But they do have McKinney coming back, so that is a plus. They got a lot of good players coming back. But yeah, in recruiting, they're gonna do their thing this year in recruiting. We're starting to hear the news now. A lot of these high school players committing. But I just want to say, man, in closing, it was a very storied season, and chapter 2 is almost over, man. Season 2 is almost over. As far as well, for us that's been following this is all. This has been. This is like we're on season 3. For those that's been following Jackson State, we know that Shador played 2 seasons at Jackson State. Him and Shiloh. Travis played 1. But this is almost like season 3 of the series. But really, for Colorado, it's season 2. It's ending of season 2, right? But I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate what they brought to the table this year. It was a healthy distraction. And remember, the conversation continues even in the off season, leading back up to the season. That's how crazy this is, right? It's all mixed in, and it's all due to Bucky's camera. And like one of the coaches said, this team ain't gonna be the same after the bowl game. You're gonna see a lot of new faces, but I can't wait for season 3. But in the meantime, guys, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about in the off season. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.